Welcome to Snail Trail 4x4, another 2-minute Tuesday. Today we're going to be discussing Breakover Angle. Welcome back to another episode of Snail Trail 4x4. I'm Jimmy Jet, and I am super excited because it is raining here in Northern California, and it is cold. It's super cold in my shop, but the reason I'm excited is because that means we are getting snow. Finally, some snow in Northern California. We're going to be able to go out snow wheeling. We've been itching to do it. A lot of people have been talking about it, but a lot of the trails have been closed because there's this weird transition area where there's not enough snow on the ground to go snow wheeling, and they don't want you wheeling when it's super muddy and wet and nasty out there on the trails, and you're just doing all kinds of damage to the trail. So they've been closing the trails down, but now they are going to be open. And I am super excited to get out and go get my tires all white and pretty and snowy and flaky and go play in the snow and have some fun. You want to know something else I'm excited about is Breakover Angle. Today's topic. Breakover Angle is also known as rollover angle. They're sort of the same things. I like to refer to it as your breakover angle. That's really the way that I've understood it and learned it in the past. And what the breakover angle really is the angle of an obstacle that you can drive over and you won't get high centered. That's really the gist of it. But today we're going to talk about what that is, how you find out what your breakover angle is, what that means to you as a wheeler, and how do you improve your breakover angle for your off-road rig. So let's drop 2 minutes down on that clock and let's talk about breakover angle. Boom. Here I have a little drawing of a truck. We've got the tires and the body and all that jazz. We've got the ground right along here. So what we need to do is we have the wheelbase, right? From the center to center, that is your wheelbase. Then you have your ground clearance from the ground to the lowest part of the vehicle. And then if you take half of your wheelbase and your ground clearance, you get this angle. And that angle is your breakover angle or your rollover angle. So how do you find that out? So you have to do a little bit of math here that involves sines, cosines, or tangents. And that cosine of A, which I drew here, so A is the angle with the X and the Y. So X would be our half of our wheelbase. Y is the ground clearance. So cosine of A equals Y over X. So it sounds really confusing, but I just went onto Google and typed in triangle calculator and something pops right up. I'll put a link down below. So really all you need to know is you have to find half of your wheelbase and your ground clearance and then go down to the triangle calculator and it'll tell you the angle. I did it for my buddy's 4Runner right over here. He's got a wheelbase of 109 inches. He's got the ground clearance of 21 inches. So 109, half of 109 is 54. So you got 54 down here. You have 21 going up here. And his angle is 21 degrees. That's weird. I wonder if that's right. I'm going to double check that. 21 and 21. Hold on. Pull out the calculator. It's still here. That is right. Ha! So 54 halfway, 21 ground clearance, and that angle happens to be 21 degrees. That's funny. So what does that actually mean? Why is it important that we know our breakover angle? It's important so we don't get high centered. We don't get hung up. We're not putting ourselves into situations where we are getting stuck. You need to have a good understanding of how big is that rock. Am I going to get high centered when I go over it? If I come up and over that hill, am I going to bottom myself out? Should I carry more speed so I don't have that problem? Sometimes that helps. Sometimes you're just going to do more damage than it's worth. So what are some other good ways to improve your breakover angle? Well, raising your vehicle, because that's going to raise the ground clearance. It's going to make that angle go up a little bit more. Lengthening your wheelbase is going to hurt you. So if you bring in your wheels, bring in those axles, that's going to make it more narrow and you're going to get a tighter angle. So you're going to be able to go over sharper obstacles. Bigger tires will help a little bit, because it's just a circumference. but really moving those axles will be a lot better. So those are a few ways to improve your breakover angle. Thanks for watching this episode of Snail Trail 4x4 where we talked about breakover angle. Please put a comment below if you have any ideas for 2-Minute Tuesdays that you would like me to cover. Hammer down on that subscribe button, and don't forget, keep crawling.
Snail Trail 4x4.